Well, good morning, everybody, and happy Easter. It's Easter morning, and everybody's sleeping. We had a great dinner down at my parents' last night, and I figured I'd come out this morning and do a little video and show you my entire setup that I could possibly use for turkey this spring, whether it's in Pennsylvania or New York, no matter where it is I'm going. So let's dive right into all this gear that I'm wearing and in front of me. All right, so let's start with the mountain bike. If you watched the last video that I put up, you saw me do the trick out on the mountain bike. This was a Huffy Walmart brand mountain bike that I picked up a couple years ago, and we put a lot of stuff on it that's going to help me get in and out of the turkey woods this spring on public land or even private, depending upon where it is I'm hunting. So you see we've got the Kolpin gun or bow mount on here. I've got my gun fixed to it right here. I've got the adapter for the light right on here and my cell phone holder right in the back there. So this is how it's going to look. I am going to play around a little bit with the shoulder strap to make sure that that doesn't get in my way when I'm riding, but for the most part it's on there. It's solid. It's not going to go anywhere. Let's come around the back side here really quick. So here's your saddlebags. They're all set up. I can put my camera in one side. I'll probably take a helmet, and depending upon the terrain that I'm on, so I can ride in with a helmet, and I'll be able to store that in a bag. Plenty of storage room in the top. I can put water bottles in the mesh pockets in the back here and whatnot. So that's the mountain bike setup. I'm excited to get out there, start scouting with this and using it on public land. My weapon of choice for this spring has been what I've been using the last 2 seasons, and that's a used, I picked it up used. It's a Winchester model 1300 12 gauge. It's a pump shotgun. It can go up to 3-inch shots as far as shells are concerned, and I'll go over the shell that I'm using in just a minute. The choke I have in here is a Carlson turkey tube choke, and it's worked really well for me. I can shoot out to 40 yards with this. I won't shoot any further than that. On it, I've got the Picatinny rail, and I've got a Venom red dot 3MOA scope from Vortex on here. I really like this. I'm going to be shooting this in the next couple of days, get it dialed in again, because you'll notice I put a adjustment on here. I noticed that I was down a little bit too low the last couple of seasons, actually last season I should say, with this, and I felt like I was off. I missed a couple turkeys, not making excuses, so I bought this neoprene sleeve with a couple of pads in there to kind of get my cheek rest a little bit higher. It seems like I've got a better view now, and it holds 4 shells on the side, so I'm really excited about that. So we're gonna get this dialed in about a week. We'll start off with a low brass shot. I took a tip from one of our viewers on our YouTube channel, sighted in close range with the low brass so you don't kill your shoulder as much, and then finish it up once you got it dialed in with your actual turkey shot that you're gonna be using. You also see on here that I've got my Tacticam fixed right to the Picatinny rail, and that's one of the attachments that you can get right from Tacticam. It fits right on the rail there. It doesn't get in the way of my scope, and this way it's right at the fingertips. This one is a 4.0 that I have, so I'll keep that one on the gun, but then I have 5.0s that I'll be able to put out and use the Tacticam remote to be able to get different angles with those. So that is my going into the woods and set up for the weapon that I'm using this spring. I'm really excited about this, getting in there and kind of putting this all to work. Let's go over here and we'll come down to the chair. So this is an Alps NWTF chair. I actually bought 2 of these in the last year, and I really like them. They're comfortable when you're going into an area where you want to sit for a long period of time, or maybe as the later part of the season here in Pennsylvania when you can hunt those all-day hunts. You get into the afternoons, the turkeys aren't gobbling maybe quite as much, so you're going to be sitting and waiting them out. This is a perfect chair. It's comfortable. It's got a backrest. If you don't have a big tree to set up against, but you got a lot of cover that you can get in, this chair is perfect because you can sit comfortably in a lot of cover and be hidden, but be sitting in a comfortable position. On here, you'll notice I got a couple of things sitting in the chair. Well, the first thing is, just like I said, we're going to talk about the turkey shot load that I'm using for turkey this spring, and it's Winchester Longbeard XR. I'm 12 gauge 3 inches, and I'm shooting 5-shot with a 1 7/8 ounce load, and it's shooting about a velocity of 1,050 feet per second. It works really well out of this gun. I'm really excited about it. It's worked, and I've shot a couple of turkeys and missed a couple of turkeys with it, but it's the Winchester Longbeard XR. You'll notice on here also, we've got some pairs of socks from Altera Alpaca, and these are the socks that we've been wearing for the last several seasons. We've been using the Prevail, which is the midweight sock. You see it right here. And then they've also got a couple lighter weight pairs. This one is the Explorer. This is a lightweight sock. It's a crew. This is going to be great. You're getting into the spring season. When it gets hotter, the Prevail midweight might be a little bit too much, especially if you're wearing like a muck boot, because you got to get in and out of somewhere where it's a little marshy. So go with the lightweight. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into the actual Altera Alpaca socks in another video, but we've been wearing them. I love them. I've got a pair of Conquers on right now, which is an all-day lightweight sock as well, and they're comfortable within my Crocs. So I really do like those. When we go to the front of the whole setup here, you'll see my decoys. Now, one of the things I wanted with decoys is I don't use them all the time. I find where we hunt, the turkeys get spooked a lot by decoys, but every now and then they come in handy. So I picked up a pair of Montana collapsible decoys 2 seasons ago, and I got them for a specific reason, because they collapse. They're very compact when they're collapsed down. They've got the really lifelike colors and designs on them. They can move freely, or they have an elastic piece on the front here that you can go take that down to a little lip on the stake and keep them stationary. You can put them in a feeding position if you want. You can have them standing upright. So these will always stay in the truck with me throughout turkey season, but I never know if I'm going to use them, and go from there. So the vest that I wear is also an Alps NWTF turkey vest, and I really like it. It came with legs that you can also sit, but it's just too heavy for me. I want to stay as light as I can, so I took those out. They're able to be removed, and I like it this way. It's got a really nice heavy seat cushion, big game bag in the back, so I can at least tote the decoys in, or in this case, I can put the decoys in the saddlebags when I'm riding out, because I'm probably going to have a turkey, hopefully, on the back in the game bag here when I'm riding out with a mountain bike. But that's where my vest is really nice. I'm going really lightweight, compact, not a lot of gear. In here we've got our box call, and that fits in really nice. The box call that I'm using is just a small compact one. It's a Penn's Woods waterproof Wizard. It's got that green side to it, so if it rains I can still utilize this, and that thing works relatively well for me when I'm out there in that turkey woods. It's a little bit more of a high-pitched type of a sound, which is something that I do like, but it works well just to kind of cut through the wind on those busy days. Over on this side, I've got a couple other friction calls. So we've got our glass custom call, Bout Huntin custom call. This is from our friends over at Feather Moon Outdoors. They made these for us a couple years ago, and they sound really cool. So let me break that out here for you. So that thing sounds really cool. I do really like that a lot. So we're going to keep that right in here and be ready to go. And then the bottom one is my slate call from our buddies over at Feather Moon Outdoors, and that sounds really good too. So a couple different types of friction calls that I like to carry to cut through those windy days, or just to kind of reach out there and see if we can't strike something up. And then as far as my strikers are concerned, this is a redwood striker from Feather Moon, and then this is it's got an acrylic tip on it, and this is good. So if it's a rainy condition type of a day, I'll still be able to utilize that glass or even the slate with that acrylic tip, and you know, still be able to have the use of some friction calls along with the box call and my mouth or diaphragm calls. I usually carry a little case in here. This has got you know, some sandpaper and or some Brillo to scuff up my friction calls, and my brother usually has a call that he needs chalk and he never has chalk, so I got chalk in there for David. The last thing I have, let's see. So over here, I'll have my locator call, which is my crow call from our buddies at Feather Moon. I like to keep also in here some mats for my thermocell, because obviously as we get into the season, the mosquitoes and bugs like to come out, so we want to keep those away with the thermocells. And then I'll have a couple extra shells in here to kind of, in case I need them. We'll just leave it at that. As far as mouth calls are concerned, this year I'm really excited because I went and purchased a couple more of the new calls that the guys at Feather Moon Outdoors came out with, and so these are going to be the calls that I'm running. I've got the 3.5 reed cutter. It's called the Pink Passion from Feather Moon Outdoors. I've also got the Real Deal. This is the 3 reed split V. I'll run this one. This one sounds really cool. I do like a raspy call, and this one has that raspiness to it. So I really like that. These calls sound great. They look great. They've got the cases. I like how they did the design on the case with the little sticker or emblem here. It tells Feather Moon Outdoors, the reed and cut that it is, and the name of the call, the Pink Passion. And then we'll throw those back in there. And then I've got 3 other calls from them that I'm really excited about. This is the Purple Thunder. It's a 3.5 reed split V. They've got the Lights Out, which is a nice green latex color here. And this is a 3 reed combo cut. Again, I love the cutting type calls to kind of really cut through and give them something different. And this is a new call they came out with this year, and I'm really excited about this. I ran this a couple of times already. It's called the Gray Ghost, and it's a 3 reed ghost cut, and it's just got a different pitch to it. Something to throw out. You never know when that bird hangs up and you got to throw something different at him. I just love how that sounds. So I've got a really cool arsenal of diaphragm calls as well as friction calls that I'm going to be using this spring to kind of really, hopefully, call in a couple of birds and maybe even tag a couple of birds. So that's my setup. It's really easy. I'm not going to take all of this with me when I go into Turkey Woods this spring, but I've got it at my fingertips. It'll be in my truck, ready to go and deploy no matter what. If I'm on public, you know, I can put stuff in the saddlebags and keep gear in there, ride in, do what I got to do. This can even, it has a shoulder strap on it, so I can throw this over me if I want to take this with me and I'm going to be sitting back in public all day. You want something comfortable. The chairs are really nice. They're not that heavy. They are really, really comfortable. They're camouflage. You can't beat sitting in comfort when you're hunting turkeys all day long and you want to wait out a longbeard that may be hung up with some hens. You're waiting for him to break off and for him to get lonely, no matter what the case may be. But have the tools at your fingertips when you might need them. It's better to have them in the vehicle with you or on you if you can carry it all in there. Obviously, I've got to carry some carry equipment, so some camera equipment, so that's going to take up a lot of space. But I'd rather have it ready to go than saying, I wish I would have had that and it cost me a bird. So this is what I use. I hope you guys take a little something away from it. Let me know what you're using this spring. You might be hunting already somewhere because it's turkey season started the beginning of March down south in Florida and whatnot, so people have been hunting. Obviously, we're waiting for it here. The youth season starts in just a couple of weeks, April 24th here in Pennsylvania. We're hoping to be following some youngsters and film them and bring that to you, because then we're going to be hunting starting the following Saturday, which I believe is May 2nd or May 3rd. I don't remember the exact date, but we'll have it. We'll be out there in the woods hunting, David, myself, hopefully Wally, Ned, and we're going to have a lot of turkey action for you this spring. So this is the setup for me. Each guy might have something a little bit different on the team, but this is what I'm going to be doing and using this spring here in Penns Woods and up in New York in the Empire State. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll hope you enjoyed it, As always, click that subscribe button. We appreciate all your support. Give us a like to the video. We'll see you on the next one.